Hello, world, and welcome back to Meg's Minutes. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to connect with your children, especially teens, on a more personal basis. Sometimes with work and house chores, we can kind of get caught up in our own worlds and not actually connect with, our children in a positive way. So I have 6 tips that can help you connect with your kids and just have some good family bonding time. So, tip number 1 is to have dinner together without any devices. And yes, that includes you too, adults. So, we're all like connected to our devices. Like it's technically an extension of our hand nowadays. If we leave the house without our phone, it is like the world is over. But sometimes we can get caught up in our devices so much that it kind of consumes us and we lack that connection that we need. I have walked into so many restaurants time and again, and the family is at the restaurant, but nobody's talking to each other because they're all looking at their devices. So you can even do this at home. Just put away the devices, sit down, eat dinner together as a family, and talk about your day. It might be a little awkward at first, but talking about your day is a good start. Talking about the weather, all kind of different things you can bring up to stir up conversation and just connect with your family more. Tip number 2 is to do chores together. Now, this can work if you have teens, preteens, bigger kids, or little kids, because the little kids love to clean up. So doing chores together is a good way to help bond. What I like to do, I just throw on some music that makes you want to move, and we all kind of like split up the chores, or I'll be like, hey, can you help me with this chore? And it, because obviously you don't have your devices, and if one of them is helping you, you guys are accomplishing a goal together. So it just kind of helps bond and connect together in a way that is helpful and organic. Tip number 3, occasionally ask what their favorites are again. We all change, all of us, and that includes our children. So a lot of times their likes and their dislikes will change. And what they liked today may be completely different from what they liked a year ago. And if your kids are anything like mine, sometimes it's completely different than what they liked last week. So, for example, one of the twins, she hated eggs for a long time. But again, things change because she used to like eggs before. Now she's back to liking eggs after she disliked eggs. So it's crazy. My youngest, she's had like 5 different favorite colors. I think right now she has 2 favorite colors, and they are not the same as they were, I'd say, even 2 years ago. So it's always fun to ask their favorites, and sometimes they'll be like, oh, well, I thought you knew. And it's like, oh, well, just let them know, hey, sometimes things change. So I just want to make sure I'm keeping up to date with your likes. Tip number 4 is to give them a hug. Now, that may seem obvious, right? I need to connect with my kids, or I would like to connect with my kids, so I'm just going to give them a hug. But when you give them a hug, just hug them a little extra longer than you normally would. Science has proven that hugging people, whether it's giving or receiving, actually helps release serotonin and makes us feel better and can kind of like lift some of the burden, some of the stress off of our shoulders. So just go give them a hug. You might need it, they might need it, and it's all good for everybody. Tip number 5 is talk to them about their future. So we all have things that we want to do in the future, and that's no different than them. Again, we all change, and that includes them. So sometimes the things that they want to do change also. again, one of the twins has had about 7 or 8 different career choices that she has wanted to be. She's wanted to be like an artist, and she's wanted to be, a pet walker, and she's wanted to be all kind of stuff. Again, it's connecting and showing interest in their world, which makes them happy. The 6th tip is to have them tell you a joke. Now, having them tell you a joke, you can kind of see where their mindset is, whether it's a funny joke or a dad joke or a complex joke. First of all, laughter heals a lot, and obviously when people laugh together, that helps connect people. But like, you can kind of see where their mindset is and see the types of things that they think about, and see their mood. If they're like, no, I don't want to tell a joke, then obviously that kind of opens the door to see what is going on with them. Maybe they're having a bad day, and you can ask them about that. Or if they're anything like my kids, when you ask them to tell a joke, they pull like 100 out of their pocket, and I'm like, where did you get all of these jokes? You got to be kidding me, right? Anyway, here's a joke for you that my youngest just told me. What is a skeleton's favorite meal? Ribs. I know, right? Corny. She loves dad jokes. She pulls all kind of jokes. I'm like, little girl, where are you getting these jokes from? She actually has a dad joke book because she's like the queen of dad jokes, even though she's not a dad. Anyway, I hope these tips were helpful. I hope they are useful for you. If you have any tips that you would like to contribute, please put those in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.